We get to the mine, we put up the head frame. I break the head frame. Tony made the head frame Joanne proof. We dig out dirt. Tony hides a rock. We build a stone wall. Tony finds a neat artifact. All this and more in this episode. So come on, let's go. Can I say that? It's time to head below and send up all the pieces to the head frame. Looks good to me.
Tighten it when it gets weighted.
That's going to be happy. Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, that'll work.
And then it hooks right onto that right there. You're recording, don't say anything rude.
Alex. Oh, now do you want it to the inside or outside? You can pick up, okay, that's it. You go that way a bit. That's good. That's it. Ouch. Bit big. And suddenly you have a head frame. How about that? Sorry, Sarah. Give me your sorts. What the hell? There you go. Oh, crikey. He's a biggie. Biggie. Jesus. Oh, that's big. Why did he say head frame? Man, that's just greedy. Can you slide that thing on there? Just under the tips. That's it. Perfect. Look at that. He goes on there. He goes on there. See, now I think we can lift this line up. You down the other road. Because I won't get it. Just about there. Come on. We just walk up and put it in there. Too much. Put it back. Oh, Charles. Put it back. Put it back. Oh, is that high enough for you, Diane? The long way up here. No, I think let's get it on. Let's put that cover on. I think we're going to have to come in this way. No. No. Oh. Right.
The picture probably doesn't do it justice, but it is significantly larger than the last one. This one is a proper head frame. Well, the head frame's mounted. Now all we have to do is hook up the electrical and the controls. There's something special about the beauty of the desert, the late afternoon sun, and a yummy sandwich. I love sunsets. So I had a little incident yesterday, and it's requiring a few repairs. But it's a live and learn experience, and hopefully we will resolve it.
𝐿𝐿 broke it.
I broke it. That just shows you can't leave me in charge of the winch. Here's our mascot watching the bottom of the mine. He just makes sure that nobody sneaks up on us while we're busy down here.
Sneaks up or snakes up?
Snakes up. Yeah. Woo.
We have our working face on the bottom level. This is the collapse that we're kind of starting to dig out. The reason it's collapsed is, if you look up, the roof is actually just backfill. It's just consolidated backfill, and obviously through there it's just given way. So we are going to be digging out, that is actually the wall. We've got another 18 inches to go back here against the wall. We're going to carve out round here as we have started to do, and then our new timbering is going to have to start from here and then go through the passage, just so we can support all of this, because that is eventually just going to come down. So we're working through all this backfill. Still got some big rocks in here. That's still a biggie, probably £100 or something in weight. That's just stopping the debris from sliding in, because it's just like sand up there. But the height of the debris, if I get in shot, is basically the same height as me standing on the ground. That's how deep we're having to dig now. The original debris is up to about nose or chin level, but it's getting deeper and deeper. So the bottom of the board is round about head height. So that is a lot to dig out. We've got an old pipe that runs through there. I'm expecting we'll expose that and be able to dig it out. The rails just continue and disappear into there, but the rails have started to straighten up now, so it's a straight line through. We've got the lights in, they're working really well. It's kind of like daylight now. I'm going to turn the camera off just so you can see what it's like. So this is the level of light we're working with, which once you've been down here for 5 minutes, it's as good as daylight really, because they're strung all around. You don't get any shadows, so you know it's bright all the way around on all sides, so it's actually really nice to work with. I'll put the light back on, it helps lighten everything up. That's just the light on the camera. We had that massive boulder that Joanne and I spent 3 days trying to break up, and in the end we just chopped the corner off it after 3 days and going for a lot of batteries on the drill. And because it was too big to move, I'm guessing it's round about £300. I dug a hole in the wall here and managed to convince it to go in there. So it's actually about 2.5 foot round, wide, height and depth, and wedged back in there. And what I've done is I've filled it with dirt, so there's no void, because obviously I don't want this to slump down on it. So that's hidden away. There's no way we're going to get it to the surface, so that will just live in there until we have anything else to do with it. And one of the most exciting parts is we got the trolley down here, the cart on wheels, which just rolls up and down on the tracks pretty well. Around the corner, just goes around. The tracks are very, very rusty and not smooth at all, and obviously with the steel wheels on it, it doesn't like rolling on this track very easily. But we bring the cart, the tub down, and it sits on top of this, and so you can actually roll the tub up and down. At the moment I've just got buckets on it. And then going back towards the shaft, I decided to dig out the manway, because there's so much dead and decaying animals up there. I just wanted to kind of clear that, and have unearthed the air chamber, the air vessel. So that is the airline coming down. and then you've got a vessel here which just basically maintains the pressure so you don't get surges in pressure. It's about 12 inches diameter. Let me put my hand in there. It's about 12 inches diameter. I haven't got to the bottom of it yet, but I'm expecting it's probably sitting on the floor, so it might be 4.5, even 5 foot tall, possibly. Amazingly, look at this. Valve still works. How cool is that? It's been buried. It was buried up to here for God knows how long. So I'm kind of doing a bit of excavation in case there's anything else of interest buried in there. At the moment, that's the kind of the most interesting thing, but it's quite exciting. That's quite a find. Very, very cool. Interesting, the ladder never went down to the floor. It ended at chin level. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know why it didn't go all the way down. Yeah, strange, that one. Don't know. But it's nice to get to the bottom of it, and although it's been buried, it's in really good condition. Unfortunately, the timbers here are not quite the same. They're just rotted away. So we'll probably re-support to make sure that the square set is secure. But to be honest, it is secure. It's tied in with the sets above, so it's all looking pretty good. I've put the lights around here, number one for working, but also it puts light in the bottom of the shaft. So when you're hauling up the bucket, you can look down and you'll see a silhouette of the bucket and the light below it, and you can tell if it's swinging around or doing anything. So you raise it 20 or 30 feet, then you stop and you have a look down and just make sure the bucket's happy. But yeah, brilliant. As I say, the bucket sits perfectly on top of the tub. So normally the trolley is round here. The bucket comes down, you park it on top of it, unhook it from the carabiner, and you just drive it round to the working face and shovel straight in, then push it back again, and off you go. The handle works brilliantly because the track isn't smooth. You can pull and push it so easily. Working really, really well. So very pleased, very excited about the pressure vessel, and what else we might find in there, we shall see.
So we're at the end of a long day. This one's been a bit of a challenge after a really hard day yesterday. I think we've got the head frame. Tony reinforced it, and boy, the last two lifts were just perfect. Wire spooled up correctly, the lift came good, everything just worked as we had hoped it would. Couldn't have got much better.
Yeah, really good. I've just come up from below and found it's pitch black up here. Obviously I'm working with lights at the bottom, so I've got no idea what's going on up top. But yes, beautiful, everything's working. Very dusty down below, but we're making good progress. I've just, I had to dig a hole in the wall so I could park the massive rock that we exposed, and I've managed to roll that into a hole in the wall. So that's out the way, so we can actually start progress digging out the bottom level. So yeah, it's looking very good. It's very satisfying.
And the Big Dipper is right on top of our head frame.
Literally on top of it.
Exactly on top of it. How cool is that?
It's so pretty. What a lovely night sky.
Thank you for joining us. I wish every one of you could be standing here with us. These stone walls are so beautiful. It takes a lot of work to go get the rocks, get them in place, get them backfilled, but they turn out so nice. So we're digging out right at the bottom of the manway and trying to clear that out a little bit because there's a lot of stuff there. Bring it up here. Gonna make this a level just so the drainage and everything works right for us. And it's time to say goodbye. Great trip, got so much done. Tony's gonna walk by and water flowers. We're on our way home and driving across the dry lake bed, and we come across this little guy. Thanks so much for sticking around. There's plenty more to see, so just click on one of these videos for more outdoor adventure fun.